Nowadays, no choice, right?
Yeah, that's true. We're all wearing jeans down and then nice dresses up.
Even jeans. I'm just on tracks and tees,
my,
even
my daughter's like, you wearing jeans? I'm like, yeah, because nobody can see me. It's a little top up. So how are you?
good. Everything is good, Nasira.
Good. Everything is good here. It's a great day, sunny.
Mm-hmm. So I think we have 7 minutes.
Yes.
And we'll make more interesting on this particular episode. I want to make you, because you do a lot of community events, and how, see, my show is only for NRIs, right? How it is helpful.
Okay.
Any organization, how it is helpful.
Okay.
And how can they reach out to you for any help, right?
Okay.
And especially in the vendorship, right?
Okay.
So
yeah.
if anyone wants to really approach you for the government projects, so that would be a very interesting story for anyone.
Okay.
So that is where I thought, and also your governor's achievement, so that we need to focus a little bit, and it's an inspiration for every woman as well. And more on the political agenda, and a little bit will touch on is important for everyone.
Sure, yeah, definitely we can do that.
We will cover crisp, and then you can tell whatever you feel that it will be useful to the community. That's what I've been thinking since long time to do with you, because you do a lot of events and you are face of the community to the government in US. So I thought
Thank
it is,
you.
and I'm watching LinkedIn people who are already in the councils, and I wanted to bring them on board, especially in India and US. People will get to know. We never know, at least 1,000 people will know because of this show. That's what I'm expecting.
Definitely.
Millions of views or so, but
great show.
That's 1,000 people. That's enough. I'm done.
If you remember, even for Chai and Chat, you were the first one who came. First Chai and Chat. Remember, you came and recorded and that gave me motivation. That it was recognized.
No one does, right, Nazira? So when someone is doing, I always wanted to encourage, not discourage.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we don't have any events, even I started this. And people started giving me good response. And I thought, why not? Let me do only with the NRIs. Right. But now I'm thinking to set up something in India and do more this channel as more focused on people, how to reach to the NRIs for any help and all those kinds of stuff.
Yes, definitely. That would be a good
as
idea.
I told you, now I will bring an international touch. That's where my interest. I wanted to do in studio. So we will do. I need your help on connecting people, especially from US. Then I will see someone to connect from India, and then we can do. I'm sure we can do. There is nothing.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. So even for Chai and Chat, like after COVID, it became more interesting because all perspectives from everywhere. We started getting perspectives from across the world.
It became very nice, Nasira. One way we can do with anyone, right?
Yeah.
We can talk to anyone. Oh.
Yeah, 4 more minutes, I think.
Yeah. Lalesh, are you ready? Lalesh, you are on mute. Okay. 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah. I want to start it on time and be ready at 8:30. We will here and there 2-3 minutes here and there will close. Right?
Almost 45 minutes.
No, 30 minutes, but we will give 5 or 10 minutes if at all any interesting conversation goes. And we are no ready to do. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Bye.
So the majority of your listeners are Andhrites?
Majority of the listeners?
Majority of your listeners are Andhra, Telugu speaking, or any all?
All, Nazira, any
okay.
just Mana TV is everywhere, and I
Oh,
also
got it.
put it on Facebook. And now you might have shared this to so many people. I put it on LinkedIn, so
Yes,
that where it goes. So
got it.
whoever sees this, they are the recipient,
Okay.
and things will grow. And in YUP also we'll have this, right? It will be played multiple times over a
Okay.
time.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
it's good. I don't know how to make more global. I need to
Okay.
see anything you do, it's money is involved.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Again, I need to
Yeah.
search for. That's why
True.
I'm going. Let's see. We'll see more, and then international touch we will do more.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be good.
Ready?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, Lalesh, ready?
ఒక్క సెకండ్ సార్ కౌంట్ చెప్తున్నారు.
Yeah.
మసాజ్ చేసుకున్నాను సార్ ఒక్క సెకండ్ గట్టిగానే ఉండండి. మొన్న ఏం చేసినా ఆమె తగ్గగా టానా ఇల్లు తగ్గగా కడితే నిద్ర పడ్డాడు. మనసు కట్టి దానిపై ఊరుకుంటుంటాడు. మళ్ళీ రాగా తింటాడు. సార్ రెడీ సార్?
Yeah.
టప్ చూపించండి 10 seconds.
Yes.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good morning, good evening. Welcome to Mana TV and TV5. You are watching Insight with Praveen Puram, live from Atlanta. Today, our esteemed guest, Dr. Nazira Daud. She is the CEO of Vendorship and also host for Chai and Chat. Thank you, Nazira, for joining us today, and thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, Praveen.
Thank you very much, Nazira. So Nazira is from Atlanta. She is a CEO of Vendorship, and she's also a social entrepreneur. She runs a very interesting live chai and just chat session This brings the community from different flavors and discuss on different topics, which is very useful to the community. She worked in the government organization as well. She worked as a research project manager in Emory University. She's a former chief of staff for the office of chairman, Fulton County Board of Commissioners. She was also instrumental in securing many projects for funding them. And she's a past president for South Asian Public Health Association. And she has received many awards from American Telugu Medical Association for her public service. She also stood for election in her city and won the runoff. She has been a monthly columnist for the Forsyth County News. She believes in galvanizing the energies and empowering all the citizens to collectively improve community health. She can manage to speak, understand Tamil, Telugu, Hindi. More than all, Nazira is a great community leader. She has been a face of the Indian community to the government of US for many reasons, connecting people, doing the great favors, and also whichever is possible for the community. And Nazira also helps the community business, small businesses for bidding the projects in government. So today, as a part of this insight with Praveen Puram, it's all about learning and how to serve the community. We will listen more from Nazira and learn about her community leadership, political aspects, and also from the vendorship Inc. Welcome, Nazira, again. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. And we are very excited to listen from you about many things, how you help the community. Tell
Namaste, Namaskaram. Thank you so much, Praveen. Thank you, TV5. Thank you, Mana TV, for this opportunity. So I'm looking forward to this conversation with you, Praveen, and the listeners.
So first of all, we would be very interested to know, how did this young girl from a small town, India, to get to run for the city council in the United States? What is your journey looks like, Nazira? It is very, very inspiring for all of us.
Sure. Thank you so much, Praveen. That's a great question. Sometimes I ask myself, if you've seen from my journey that I've always sort of pioneered or tried to do things from my own way, or creating the pathway that not many have done in the past. I'm also a risk taker in things that I really believe in, and things that feel is correct, that is going to serve the entire community or the broader community and bringing people together. So my platform throughout my life has been bringing people together, unite them, exchange understandings, so there's less differences and more common ground that people can come together. So when I used to practice as a doctor, as a doctor practicing in India, I used to practice. I did my medical school in Karnataka, so I can speak Kannada as well, Praveen, and went back to Tamil Nadu, which is my home state, and practiced there in Gandhigram Hospital. I realized that people were thinking there's a magic pill. So if you go to doctor, everything will get treated, which is not true. Which is not true, right? And of course, they respect the doctors, they're going to treat, yes, but doctors don't have all the answers. And so I realized the diseases that the patients suffered from, especially in the rural area, can be prevented, right? A lot of it can be prevented. Diabetes can be prevented, heart disease, diabetic complications can be prevented, even stress, everything can be prevented. So I realized the medical system was broken to an extent, the links were broken, and probably educating the community members towards prevention would really help. So my motto then became, how can I prevent someone from going to a doctor, right? So I moved into public health because I wanted to educate the community on a whole, and then or the entirety about prevention, about healthy living, stress-free life, enjoying life at the moment. Good sleep, we don't think about good sleep sometimes. We're only talking about good diet, physical exercise. We forget some of the mental well-being. So all these things come into play. And that's when I went ahead and did my master's in public health in US in University of North Carolina. And then from there, I went into Emory University and got a job at the government sector. So I still call it my dream job in the government sector here, for the reason because we were able to reach the community much more beyond and wide. So my platform has been, you asked me why I ran for city council. There was this, I don't know what you call for butterfly in Telugu, but there was this butterfly feeling inside of me, that burning that I have to fly. None of my family members are in politics, right? I didn't know what politics was. All I knew was people like us have to be at the decision-making table and where decisions are being made, because many a time others are making decisions that doesn't agree with us. So I realized, oh my gosh, we need representation. So that's when I ran for office, not knowing anything about politics, but it also made me a very, very strong person. I came to know who I am really. I came out of the shell of being a little bit timid and shy person. Even from my back college, they'll tell, oh my gosh, Nazira, you're such a timid girl. And I'm like, life teaches you, experience, you evolve. So it was like cocoon say, you come out as a butterfly. So that's what happened to me when I ran for office, and I became a much stronger person as well.
Wow, that's great to hear, Nazira. And tell us why, because you being a doctor and coming to the US, you didn't think to pursue on the doctor profession?
So a great question. Sometimes this is for all listeners, and you, Praveen, I'm sure you are a very respected community leader. So you know that sometimes you have to make a decision and you have to move on, right? Culturally, I'm from Tamil Nadu, and in our Indian culture everywhere, we're always worrying. We always keep worrying. What's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen in the evening? What happened yesterday? So these thoughts just put us always in the back end. We're not able to move forward. So once you make a decision and you move on. So for me, I was torn between two things. Should I go ahead and practice medicine, or do I do what I believe in, that is preventing people from going to a doctor, so prevent chronic diseases, right? I've seen people go blind because of their high blood sugar. I've seen people, go unconscious and legs amputated because of a chronic disease that they had. So that's when I decided I would rather want to go into a public health setting, educate the entire community, create policies, help with laws and regulations, and bring people together. And so that's when one day I made a decision, Praveen. If I'm not motivated, why should I push myself to do it? Because anything you do with passion, money will come. Things will happen if you believe, and your heart, you believe 100%. One day I decided, probably in the 2000, after 2005, I decided, do I want to practice? Am I going to lose all the time that I studied in? Or do I go with my passion? Now that I've gained knowledge as a doctor, I know what pathology, etiology, everything I know now. How do I move forward with the knowledge that I have and build that link? Because it's a broken link between public health and chronic diseases. So how do I connect that link? And I said, okay, I'm going to not practice and I'm going to pursue my passion, right? So till today, people ask me, do you regret you studied all those 5 years? And, I'm like, no, I am here. You're talking to me today because of the decision I made. So I've never gone back and regretted. So that's what I say. In your heart, you go after it. I think, and don't regret and don't go back and worry about it.
That's a great decision and wise decision, Nazira. Especially, people, if you are selfish and you think about yourself, I would go for the further studies in my doctorate or doing a doctor. But you have chosen to, the broken links where we can fix through the public health. I think that's a great decision. And I feel that you are a born leader. That's why you have chose this, and, you are also successful. And I'm great that you have done. I have also seen you have done some work on the diabetes, right? Even in Georgia. So tell us more about that, what you have found in Georgia and what you have found in India.
Sure, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So all chronic diseases. So 1 in 7 people are dying because of chronic diseases, diabetes, hypertension, blood pressure, mental ill-being, or heart diseases. As you see, Praveen, in the recent years, also we've seen many young people in 30s and 40s getting massive heart attacks and collapsing. So we're seeing that a lot. I think some of those has to do with the stressful living of worries sometimes, right? And not focusing on healthy eating or physical activity or over physical activity, and you just there's no moderation. So I always have believed in moderation. When I joined the county government, I was the health promotion division director. So you know what it means. Health promotion division director means I have to be healthy myself first, so I can talk about healthy living and healthy living being. So I had to start exercising. We, in our culture, we were never taught like women had to exercise. Now things have changed, right? So for us after 40s, how do we change a habit behavior? It's very hard. So when I entered into public health, into my government job, Praveen, I realized sectors like Coke factories, like the soda factories, they actually know the secret behind how you can make a person addicted. As the smoking companies, they know how to get you addicted to smoke, the alcoholic beverage companies. But who is rebutting them? So the public health system has to be strong. Public health system has to think about ways of creating, how they create secrets. We also have. So I've read some of the documents. For example, the soda company, I'm not going to just keep naming the soda company, but the soda company has secrets that their marketing people have to have you drink. As a kid, before 7 years, you have to drink and taste it.
Wow.
Before 7 years, this is their secret. Because after 7 years, the brain is developed, the kid is developed, it can make a decision. If you taste it before 7 years, you're going to be like, you get onto it. Coke. Like, how many kids here are drinking water? Not many, right? So they're addicted to Coke. So when they have a secret like that, so should we. And think beyond. Why is water more healthy than soda, right? Why should we not be smoking? Why should we control our addictive behaviors, right? The processed food, oh, everything is convenience, put it in microwave 2 minutes, everything is processed. Why do you think people get diabetes here more? Of course, in India, because of carbohydrates diet and less physical activity and sedentary life. So that's what led me to taking up this position. I still call it my dream job. I knew my name was written on that job. So the 5 to 7 years that I stayed there, we were able to bring communities together beyond that the county government had never done before. Someone said they came because the government opened the door. So I went in and changed the culture of opening up and working with the community to make some decisions. So we started working with interfaith agencies to create community gardens so they can get fresh vegetables and fruits out of their garden. I remember when at one time when interfaith leaders came, we took them to the Hindu temple of Atlanta. All of them, the Jews, the Islamic, all the other faiths, they all came to the Hindu temple of Atlanta. And so did all of them go into the Zen center, understanding the Buddhist center, how they practice, and the cuisine. They all wanted to know how to make idli and sambar. Everybody's like, just give us the recipe for idli and sambar. These are African Americans and Caucasians who've lived for ages here, but creating that opportunities to exchange information, what is healthy among ourselves, what we can learn from other cultures also helped. So what we did was educate them on healthy living, talk to them about what the marketing secrets that the factories have and how they can rebut it and live healthy. And so we would show them the ill effects of a cigarette. We would talk about third-hand smoke. Oh, we did this, Praveen, you won't believe it. So nowadays you see in city parks, in county parks, you cannot smoke. It wasn't there 5-10 years ago. So public health people like us coming together helped create those policies.
That's great achievement and also great work, Nazira. Being a woman coming into this kind of job role where a woman, and because this is purely public interaction, right? So what was your motivation factor, Nazira, coming into this job? You will be interacting day in, day out with different communities, and being from an Indian origin and being into the government job. What was your feeling and what is the motivation factor?
Sure. Thank you so much, Praveen. So first of all, yes, I did grow up in a very conservative family. So my daddy still thinks, was she really born into this family, right? So I did think sometimes opposite of what I was told. I think some of the factors like the gender or the race or, the socioeconomic status is only excuses. It's only an excuse to prevent us from what we can achieve. Once you know it is not an order, you break that barrier, then you can achieve wonders. Because I feel it's like a barrier that's created by maybe for different reasons. We have to cross that barrier. So yes, as women, we've had some challenges from beginning because of women. Oh, I'll tell you. So when I was the first woman profession to graduate as a doctor, first women profession. So you can see the obstacles. My brother said, this is my brother. He said, what are you going to do after studying medicine? You're going to cut onion for your husband in the kitchen. This is exactly what he said many, many, many years ago before I didn't, it just came and you just throw off in the other ear. I can't fight with him. I heard, but I threw off. It didn't stay in my mind. But you have to realize that if it's your passion, you can pursue, you can continue. It's just an obstacle for others. But if you put it in your mind, then it's going to impact you. You have to go for what you feel is right. Inside your heart and brain, connect your heart and brain and soul. You will know what you want to do, what is going to make you happy, what is going to, along with your responsibility, of course. I'm sure we all have family responsibility. So carrying that, some decisions you have to make. So I feel all these irrelevant, sometimes obstacles is something man-made that can be broken. The barrier you have to break and go. Even coming out of the medical school as the first professional doctor around my conservative community back in India, my mom never thought it would happen. But taking the medical degree and going to my mom as the first doctor woman in our community, really, she had tears in her eyes. So it's you do it yourself. The answer is within you, Praveen. I think this is for listeners as well. You can always say, I have to ask my dad, I have to ask this person, but the answer is within you. The happiness is within you. Once you love yourself, once you find that answer, the energy is going to align and good things are going to happen. And that's what has been happening to me. But that happened only when I realized the happiness is not outside, it's within ourselves sometimes.
Absolutely right, Nazira. I think we should listen to us, right? Our inner feelings, what we have to do. And I think you have greatly said that. And I could see that you are more onto the boards of the government organization, right? So I know that many of us come to the United States to work and earn some money and then, send back. In spite of that, you have been into many of the boards. So how it was possible for you and anyone who wants to be, what is your message to them?
Great question. Praveen, even nowadays, many times I see when I'm going into a South Side county meeting, or I mostly see the African American gatherings. I'm the only Indian, right? And sometimes in the north part of the county or the city, when I'm going into any meetings or gatherings, it's mostly the Caucasians, and I'm seeing the only Indian. So I've never been uncomfortable with that. I've always been comfortable under my own skin. This is who I am. I like wearing a sari. I'm going to wear a sari, right? But of course, I'm not going to challenge if there's a dress code. I'm going to follow that. I'm comfortable under my own skin. I'm comfortable with my name. I'm comfortable with who I am. I think once we reach that attitude, that I'm not going to fake anything for you. I'm going to be me. I'm going to smile. That's me. Right. So they say, like, make sure that you keep the smile to change the world. Don't let the world change your smile. Right. So I believe in that motto as well. Even in county government, when I was in the political arena, on the 10th floor is like highest political as it can get in the government. I was the only Indian. Okay. So you can understand the challenges, because sometimes they don't understand culturally. I'm not understanding them fully, but I can't keep away. You have to come to that common ground where you all come together in creating the goodness and all that. So first of all, I think people should, or from our back home, Praveen, everybody tells us, right? Stay away from mama. What does that mean? Police, right? Stay away from police and stay away from the government. I completely didn't stay away. I went into the government. I finished my local city police community training. So I did that. Whatever I was told, no, no, no. I took that step beyond to understand further. So I think people still, our culture, our people from back home still have that fear to stay away from the government. I would say to take that fear away slowly. Yes, sometimes, we hear about instances where there's racial profiling and all that, but it will happen across everywhere. It will happen across the world. Racial profiling is done in some way or the other, either for your name or how you look, things like that. So you have to come beyond that. I tell my children to go shake your hand. If someone is afraid to shake their hand with you, you extend your hand to them. Absolutely. That speaks highly about yourself. So that's what people need to do to get into the government, to go and introduce themselves.
Very nice, Nazira. So what are the few government bodies you have been in the board? Can you let us know?
Yes. So when I was in the government sector working as the chief of staff, that was for the chairman's office. So sort of the one of the highest appointed position in the government was, so probably I would come across several committees. So what I did was during my tenure during that time, I was able to bring our community members on that committees. So I would say more than me being, I wanted to give this message to people listening. They can join committee boards because it is for sometimes there is restriction for only citizens, but doesn't have to be a citizen. It can be for residents. If you're a resident for more than 1 month or 1 year, in a city or a county, you're eligible for these committees. So I would say if they have that inkling to serve, because you have to give back in some way or the other, right? So if they have that inkling to give back, serving in the government boards is very, very rewarding, and you're giving back where policies are being made because of your decisions. The laws and the regulations that you see now in our city and county is because of people like you and me and others sitting on that committee board and planning. The planning commission board is there. So many boards are there, right? In social justice board, racial equity, equality, education board. So all this. So people should learn to understand if they're interested in to serve or volunteer. So throughout my life, I volunteered. So they should definitely consider getting into government boards. As for me, so being in that county, I was able to bring many more community members to serve on the board. But other than that, I'm also on non-profit boards such as the Compassionate Atlanta. And as you mentioned, Praveen, the monthly chai and just chat sessions and the company keeps me busy. I make sure I put time into where I'm invited and respected. I think this is for every individual. I don't have to push myself into places where I'm not needed. I want to make sure that my talents and skills is going to be used for no drama, but actual work that needs to be done and deliverables. You'll see me there.
Great, Nazira. That is a really great insight, because now even I understood that even if you are not a citizen, for some of the boards you can volunteer and learn and serve to the county where you live. So
yes.
To all the viewers, this is the information. So definitely please come forward if you are interested, and we can definitely help you to get into those boards, or at least guide you where you can fit and how you can apply for it. Thank you so much, Nazira.
Thank you.
Coming to this, interestingly, you have told about chai and just chat, right? So what made you to start this, and what is the real benefit you have provided to the community so far?
Okay, so you want the true story or just a superficial story?
I think true story will, I just wanted to inspire the listeners. It's not like wasting their time, but I wanted to, people like you who have already achieved, how did they do, right?
Okay,
so everyone do not know about it. So I want really a true story about it.
Definitely. There are two ways to take it. One, something didn't happen and you whine and cry about it, or You step up and make a solution and not cry about it and whine about it. So when I ran for office, and you know that the place that I ran in office was almost 65 plus Caucasian community, and I was the minority brown skin. So I received a lot of slack, right? In the sense, it was politics. First of all, I didn't know politics was so bad, but definitely there was a lot of mudslinging. And to myself, I thought, but I'm not such a bad, to an extent, I was called the devil, right? I was called the devil because I was in public health. I was telling people what to eat or how to eat, not to smoke. People didn't like that. But I thought if they met me, maybe they wouldn't hate me. Like I literally felt people hated me. And I'm like, I wish you could just meet and have chai with me. That was my, when I came out of the campaign, had you met me and we would have become good friends. And any of those, but I understand it was politics. So then I realized nobody has to hate anyone this much. For what? Because our life has to be filled with flowers and good memories and sunny days and smiling and laughter and good things. This is a beautiful world, Praveen. People forget that because they're sitting in worries. They think they don't have the solution. The solution is within them. They are afraid to take some solutions forward. So I said, chai pe kaun ladai karta hai? So everyone says, let's go meet for chai. Huh? So, or let's talk over chai. Nobody fights. They want solutions while having chai, right? So I said, yeah, then I want to do this. I want to bring different culture people together. Culturally, so they can learn about each other, so they don't have to hate each other. I have friends from all over, this side, that side, north, south, east, west. I like all of them, and I'm like, where's that common ground, so they don't have to, we can live with love and unity. And so that's when I said, then chai pe charcha ho jaye. So I said, and the chai and just chat, just is justice. So I'm not biased towards one or this. I'm actually in the more common ground, understanding both their perspective and say, can you all just like come to a common ground? And you guys are good people. And believe me, Praveen, I've done my doctor medicine. So I've done forensic medicine, right? And we used to cut people. We used to cut after they're dead. I saw the same organs inside, the same brain. They might have hated each other in their lives, but when they were gone, the same organs ran inside. So that's when my whole perspective of life changed. That outside is only Maya, right? You know, they said inside the soul is the truth. So if souls can connect together, this world would be such a better place. So that's when I started Chai and Just Chat, so we can bring people together to see how beautiful each one is on different topics. You know, if we didn't have different perspectives, then we wouldn't be human beings, right? Everything would be so jolly, everything would be nice. But because you're different, I'm different in our own perspectives and thoughts, you respect me, I respect you, we communicate. I want that's the forum platform I wanted to create. And I remember the first one was about interfaith. You attended, and Mana 5 TV recorded that session. I still watch it sometimes. So it gave me motivations. It's always about when you inspire people, just say doing a good job, that inspires people to move to the next step. So you did that for me on my first Chai and Chat. So for that, I have to thank you also, Praveen.
Thank you, Nazira. That was really nice words from you. And I knew the fact now. Why did you start Chai and Just Chat? And it's very interesting, and it is not so easy to coordinate with people and give some message to the community. But, people should take the real summary of it or gist of it and, digest them. And that's a great work, Nazira. It's not so easy. I know that you have completed 2 years in Chai and Just Chat.
No, 4.5. 4.5, Praveen. Yes. Yes, we are in our 5th year now. Yeah.
Really, really, really great to hear.
Every month, yes.
I know the topics were great, and the people were also from different areas and different communities, different regions as well. And it was very informative. And please continue to do that. And we all definitely want to listen from you. And you also said about the minority movement, right? So now recently you started vendor shipping, and you are helping these small businesses on government projects. How big the projects are and how you can guide, because you have seen the complete life cycle in the government, being in the government. So first of all, I would like to ask, what are the obstacles
Sure.
that minority women go through in a professional lives, whereas employees are as an entrepreneurs instead of employees. So tell us more about that, Nazira. We would be
Great,
interested.
great. You asked two questions. I think we continuously talked about how we have to remove that barrier that I'm a minority, I'm a woman. I think we have to come into place that if I make this decision, if I want to go through it, I can go through it, right? So minority business, because they don't usually come into the government sector, the government has set aside funds, set aside some monies in the federal government, which is also called the central government back in India, and municipalities and districts and counties to these minority businesses to get some contracts. When I was in the government, I used to review proposals. I used to put out a request for proposals, just like what we call in India tenders. We call it bids or solicitations here. And people hesitated to get into government sector because it was always said that this is already, someone has got it already, right? But that's not true. At least here, there's no, I mean, I wouldn't say there's bribery or that goes on here or any fraud in getting government contracts. We might see it, it's unseen, might be in some higher level of relationship building things happen, but that's not the usual way, because this is public money. It has to be very well vetted out. And, government here is risk averse. They don't want to get sued, right? And they don't want to be get into risky behaviors. So they make sure that the process is very well open to all those who want to respond. In the government sector, I realized few companies, small businesses or minority businesses were not getting into the government sector. And ultimately, it prevented the government from getting the best service possible, because ultimately, who is government serving, Praveen? Government is serving the people, right? So when the government is doing well, we all are doing well, right? Because we use their services. You use police services, we use fire services, we use tax services, the driver's license, everything we use every day, almost on an everyday basis. So that's where we realized that there was a lack in innovators and creators to come into the government space, because of that myth that people held. I don't know, government is not for me, or they had this all the wrong ideas and myth about it. So vendorship was formed to bust that myth and to make them comfortable. Our motto is, we make government contracting easy, right? So we are the coaching companies that help minority, medium, small, large business, anyone who's interested, right, to guide them, coach them, hold hand, and get them to secure end-to-end solutions towards securing government contracts. We are minority-owned business, of course, very committed women, moms with children who work every day because of passion, like I told you, right? So passion can really open up doors for many, but sometimes we get stuck into something that we don't want to do. But so again, I'll say that once you know what you want, go after that decision, but make sure it's, the family, everyone is in par with the decision that you're making. So that's what we do at Vendorship, help government, help communities or businesses get into government contracting.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nazira, for bringing this light into the vendorship, because I know that one myth is bribery, you have already cleared, but many of us, especially from the Indian community or the minority communities, people don't go after the government projects. One is, it might be delay. Second, there might be a payments delay. So do you think these are myths, or in reality, things are smoother?
These are myths. And I'll tell you, vendorship grew 200% during the COVID time. 200% we grew, and we are into the 5th year of the company. And 90%, we were told by a mayor that 90% of the cities in Georgia alone were not even digitally transformed. So they completely shut down during COVID, to an extent where services were not even be able to provide, because the government never has worked remotely. So that was the time that digitally transformation companies, IT companies could find that position themselves to be in places. You can't just suddenly say, I want to go into government contract and get it. There's a preparatory stage. It's just like how you want to learn cricket. If I want to learn cricket, I can't do it myself. I have to have a coach if I want to become that champion, right? So that's what we are, the coaching company. So many of the myths that you told, but I can tell you, once a contractor, always a contractor. Because they've seen the benefits, they like it. Being as a government contractor, they don't move away from. The profitability is good. Government has improved itself much. 10 years ago now, the accountability, the turnaround time for response, it's like really improved a lot. So as vendorship, we see we are helping the government because we are giving them feedback on what is going well, what is not going well. We are helping businesses and building that platform to connect both the government as well as the community, as well as the businesses, so that ultimately the community is well served.
Great, Nazira. I think good luck for, as you said, 200% improvement in your vendorship during this COVID. And also you brought up a good point, digitally first, right? So everyone is going digital. So I'm glad to hear that government is also in US, it's in the race for digital first, and there are many opportunities as we see everywhere during this COVID. Everyone thought there will be a dip in the business, but luckily everywhere it is. So tell us more. I will ask, in the interest of time, I will ask quickly a few questions on the government itself. So typically, any government projects, we hear that you need to be only citizen to take part in that particular project. Is that true, or still it can be outsourced to India?
Not at all. You don't have to be a citizen. So there are some projects. So you have to understand, government means federal government. I'm relating it to our Indian standards. Indian is central government. This is federal government. Then you have the states. In India also it's states. Then you have the counties, which is in India, it's districts, right? Then you have cities, which is in India, municipalities. Each of these have project openings available. Each of these have their own budget. Each of these have independent governance, their own governance. So they put projects out. So maybe in the federal level, there are some requirements. It might be in the Department of Defense and other, because you have to have that security level going on. There might be scrutinizing your citizenship status and all that. But other than that, if you have a company, if you are an owner of a company, irrespective of your citizenship status, you are eligible to bid on government projects. We have clients from Netherlands, we have clients from Bangalore, we have clients from Chennai. Praveen, they're all not citizens, and they're winning also, right? So just giving you a glimpse of it's not that bad. The opportunity is also huge, because we have around 100,000 schools, right? Even these schools are public schools. We have 3,000 counties, almost 20,000 cities. That means each of them have their budget to put government projects out. But we see less of the takers responding to these government projects. And that's where vendorship comes in to sort of make it easier for others to get into these projects.
That's great to know, Nazira. And I'm sure that most of the viewers who are looking at it, and it's a great opportunity to take part in the government biddings, and reach out to Nazira or me, and we can definitely help you through and put your company in the bids and help you process through these projects and win them. And that's great work done by Nazira too. And I think in the interest of time, Nazira, I wanted to ask two more questions. One is about your recent accomplishments from the governor, right? So you was awarded. So can you throw some light?
Sure.
What was the award and how it was awarded to you?
Definitely. So Praveen, when nature is aligning, things come to yourself without you asking for it. So this is one such award. Without asking, it just came to our table. Along with me, the whole vendorship team. Like I said, nothing happens. You can't do everything alone in this world. You need to have good, supportive people, and you'll feel the energy. You'll feel good when you're around them. So we were all invited to the Georgia State Capitol. There was a resolution to appreciate because they appreciated my diversity. That in patriotism, that I ran for office, I had worked in the government, I'm giving back in the community. So it doesn't matter how I look, right? It doesn't matter what I wear, that I can also equally be patriotic. than any other one, a normal, a naturally born citizen here, right? So that's what the resolution was for. They appreciated all the work, and they are promoting more diversified individuals to step into the government sector, to run for office, to be a part of the political process. You don't have to go into politics. You can be a part of the political process. That means you have to vote. You have to understand who's your local city mayor, county commissioners, the governor, and all that. So we were given the tour of the Georgia state capitol, and we were given this award for our societal contributions in the state of Georgia and beyond. So that's what it was for. So January 19th was a day that they named after me. Yeah. Thank you, Praveen.
And it's a great privilege, that you take this award. It's not only for you, the entire community representing that. And it's a great moments, not only in the US and also India, also people who are listening. It's not so easy to get such awards in the capital. And I truly, I wish that you should get many more awards, and then you should take your vendorship to the next level and help the community grow, especially the small businesses. And you see a lot of community leaders are the owners of the businesses, and whoever is listening to that, definitely they'll reach out to you. And the last question before we leave, what are your thoughts for all the women coming into politics? Do you see people coming out of their shell and participating, not only in the politics, but at least, as you said, voting, right? Which is very, very important to have our voice. So what is your message to every woman, and not only women, but also men? How do they need to be part of the political, and what is the benefit out of it?
Definitely. So Praveen, I don't know where this quotation comes from, but definitely someone said the prosperity of the nation is based upon how their women and children are. Right. And for that, the women and children have to participate. I'm not saying we all have to get into politics, but there is something called the political process. The political process is understanding when your local elections are, when the national elections are, understanding when you can vote, how your vote is important. Read about the candidates, not just blindly. Someone said, so I'm going and voting. Read about if the candidates are aligned with your thought process, if that thought process is going to improve the community in the broader level. So I would definitely say women can step out of their comfort zone. It's sometimes uncomfortable, it's sensitive topics to discuss, but then if you don't, and that's what we discuss in Chai and Just Chat, uncomfortable topics, right? But if you don't discuss, you're just putting it in the back burner. So we all have a purpose. So I would say women, men, anyone, don't give away on your purpose. Compromises have to be made in life for families, for a community, for a society to be well, but make sure those compromises are not completely weighing you down into depression or you lose yourself. So always be truthful to yourself first, truthful to what you do, smile, be happy, and be a part of the political process, be a part of the community, society, and giving back. And many people, mental well-being is very, very, very important. People might be smiling and outside, but inside they're suffering. So how can social intelligence, emotional intelligence grow on that, improving yourself, and work with the society, work with communities, work with family members to make this a better world. And always I've always left a place better than it was before. So that's how I have been, and I'll continue to do that, Praveen. So thank you so much for your wishes today. I've had just going down the memory lane has the smile comes in my face. so the thing is, you forget all the obstacles. You forget, oh my gosh, that happened. I even forgot that happened, because you have so many good things that you remember and you carry on. So start smiling at yourself, with yourself, and many good things will happen.
Rightly said, Nazira. I see you always smiling. That makes me smile as well. And be as is. And I think that is a secret of your success. So what is your ultimate goal to be achieved as a community leader and what is your message to the community? With this, we will close this session.
Definitely. Praveen, great question. We all have to know that there is no destination. It's a journey. Anything you want to achieve, you have to, if I say that goal, if I don't achieve that goal, then I'm calling myself a failure. No, you can reach the goal, but you have to enjoy the journey. The journey is very important. People forget that it's the journey, and they're always going after one destination after another. Enjoy the journey, enjoy when the destination comes, and then don't just make that a destination. Go for another goal. My ultimate goal is, like, I love the journey that I'm in. I love the person that I am. I love my within soul, because I'm listening to it sometimes. I love gathering people. I would like to see a world of love, unity, all good things happening. I know it's in a long shot, but at least I'll do my small part where people can say, oh yeah, she was responsible for bringing us together. So that's my ultimate goal, but I want to enjoy the journey as I do to get there.
Absolutely, Nazira. We wish you good luck, and definitely we will connect everyone, to have that unity and success. And thank you so much for your time today. And it was very enlightening. Thank you. It was very enlightening to all the viewers to know more about the government and how we can be part of the government to help ourselves and also the society. And we have heard many things on the government projects too. So this is today's session with Nazira, an enlightening session about all these aspects which are very useful in our daily life. So to all the NRIs, we will bring you with more live shows to enlighten and also to be beneficial to the community. So please be watching this and also share so that you can get some information about it. And then again, thank you so much, Nazira. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. Take care.